Hello, Archangel 98 here. This is the first chapter of a new story I'm trying out called The Van Helsing. This is chapter 1. It was a nice spring day in 1986, and no sooner than when the sun peeked over the mountainside at a 5-foot tall, bipedal, gray-skinned humanoid creature with long, gangly arms, bony fingers, and a hunched-over skinny frame with blood-red eyes scurried back into its dark, wet cave. The cave was nestled into the base of the mountainside, hidden by bushes from most things big enough to get in. That's how the creature liked it. Small enough to hide in, dark enough to sleep in, and hidden enough to protect it. Goblins. They aren't smart or strong, but they're smart enough to hide where they won't be found, and strong enough to pose a threat in large numbers. Outside of that little hidden cave was an elderly, scrawny, gray-haired man. In his pocket was a revolver, tied to his waist was a pair of hedge trimmers, and in his hands were a filled gas can and a book of matches. He waited nearby the cave for an hour, long enough for the goblin to go to sleep in his experience. Once the sun was far enough in the sky, he calmly walked over to the bushes and started emptying the gas can on them. He shook the can over the leaves and sticks until the last drop came out, then took out his hedge trimmers and started cutting the hedges back. As the gas-covered branches fell to the ground, he picked them up and shoved them into the cave as far as he could get them until the entrance was totally blocked. Without a word, he stepped back, pulled out a match, lit one, and tossed it into the branches. It was less than 30 seconds before the sounds of the goblin's cries rang out as it woke up just in time to burn to death inside of its own cave. As the screams fell silent, the old man gathered his things and left the smoldering remains of the bushes and the goblin where he found them. Leaving the mountainside, the old man found his truck by the road and climbed inside. He sat down next to a teenage boy, his grandson, who had been waiting patiently. "So?" the boy asked. "It was just one," the man said, and started his truck, setting the empty gas can in the back seat. The boy sighed. "Dang, I was hoping I could help this time." "Not yet, but you will. You know that." "If I can't help, why'd you bring me?" The old man chuckled as he put the truck into gear and started forward. "Because you asked." "But when can I help?" "When you're ready." "But when will that be?" the boy asked again impatiently. "You know, I could bet I could make a mint if I started charging you for these questions." "Come on, Opa, I want to help." "I know, but," the old man shook his head while watching his mirrors, "you need to finish getting ready. Trying to throw yourself into this before you're ready could kill you." "I already know everything about goblins. I could help with them at least." "It ain't always goblins, Junior." "I'm ready. Look, test me. Go ahead. Test me on anything," Junior said proudly. The old man, Opa, nodded and gave in. "All right. You're walking in the woods alone at night and you hear someone call your name. What do? "Where?" "Minnesota country." "It's a Wendigo," Junior said. "That's not what I asked," Opa corrected. Junior thought for a moment, but Opa didn't give him the time before making an incorrect buzzer sound. "Out of time. You're dead." "But I didn't answer yet," Junior protested. "Exactly. You were too slow, and now you're dead." Junior rolled his eyes and leaned back into his chair with a huff. "If you want to do this, it's got to be instinctual. Every second counts, whether that second means you'll live or die, or someone else does." Opa glanced over at Junior, who was looking upset, staring out the window of the truck. "Don't worry, you'll get there." "A silver knife or a bullet," Junior said, looking back at Opa. "You're still assuming it's a Wendigo," Opa said wryly. "You said it was Minnesota, though." "And you didn't ask any more questions. You just decided it was a Wendigo and then started thinking about how to kill it." "What is it then?" "I don't know. Try asking a few more questions and hope. Hold on." Opa was cut off as he noticed another car. A Chevrolet Celebrity stopped on the side of the road. "Looks like someone needs a hand," Opa said and pulled over behind them. After parking a few meters behind the car, Opa got out, told Junior to stay put, and walked up to their window. Inside the car sat one man, about 30 years old, wearing tan slacks, tall boots, and a green shirt. In his hands, he was holding a map. Beside him was a tanned woman, wearing a blue denim skirt that went down to the floor of the car and a white blouse. "Howdy," Opa greeted the passengers. The man turned away from the map, rolled down his window, and smiled at Opa. "Hello." "Hi," said the woman. "You folks need any help?" "Oh, we're just a tad lost. Could you tell us where Bear City is?" Opa took a deep breath and noticed a scent hanging in the air. To him, it smelled like rotten meat. "Traveling, huh?" Opa asked. "Where are y'all from?" "Further north, near Canada," the man answered. "I figured you were out-of-towners. You just want to go on 88 east, then south when you see 270, Opa said. "We appreciate that. Thank you." "No problem. But before you go," Opa reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out an apple and his silvered knife. "There ain't much between here and Bear City." Opa stabbed the apple with his knife and offered it to the couple. "Take this for the road." The man and the woman looked at the apple strangely, then looked at Opa and resumed smiling. "We appreciate that, but we just ate," the woman said. "Well, that's no problem. Do you mind if I have your names before you go?" Opa asked. He put the apple and his knife back into his jacket pocket, then reached his hand into his other pocket and grasped his gun. The man swallowed hard, and the woman looked uncomfortable. We really do need to be going." "Yeah, I thought you might," Opa said. In a split second, he whipped out his gun and fired twice into the man and once into the woman. As the silver bullets ripped through their bodies, their flesh began to blacken and fall off, revealing the shriveled husks of two wendigos, just before they each turned into ash and crumpled away. Opa calmly and quietly put his gun away and walked back to the truck. Inside, a frightened Junior, who'd watched the scene from the truck, asked in horror, "What happened?" "So you walk up to a car," Opa said, ready to test his grandson again. And that was the first chapter of a new story, The Van Helsing. Let me know what you think of it in the comments, and if you want me to continue it, tell me. Give a like to the video. All right, see you later.